that's a voiceover artist, like, a Pamela Adlon, like the ones who's, their specialty is doing kids, because it sounds a little too like, oh, that sounds so beautiful. By the way, it's eerily reminiscent of her interviewer's voice, of Jamie Lynn's voice. Jamie Lynn talks like this. And what I love are grown women who talk like this, like they just injected some helium and everything's okay, there's that. And I have a theory, and you guys, I realize this may sound unkind, but I think we are all among friends here, and like there's truth to it. This is nothing to do with actual children who really should. This is about Meghan. These children, if she really fled the royal family because she wanted her children to grow up in a life that did not require media attention, what she is doing is not the truth. And here is what I think about Meghan, because I think she is a malignant narcissist who is a truly terrible person.
The stateside backlash against Meghan Markle and Prince Harry following a disastrous week where they decided to undermine Queen Elizabeth II, tell a whole load more lies in a revolting fake news interview. But what I love is that folks stateside are no longer buying in to what they know is untrue propaganda. I've got some great examples to run through now, and we'll get analysis from our very own stateside royal sensation, P-Dina, imminently. But first I want to kick off with Maureen Callahan. Now, she is the Daily Mail columnist who has quite recently launched her own podcast with Megyn Kelly at MK Media called The Nerve. And she has spilled the beans on what it is really like to go for dinner with Prince Harry and Meghan. Trust me, it ain't good. Watch.
I wish I could share the particulars of this story, but that what passes for conversation there, that utter banality, reminded me of a good friend of mine who found himself at a private dinner with those two. Okay? They are ridiculous. And conversating is like moving a boulder up a mountain. It is impossible. There is no there. And by the way, as we are just, doing each other's hair and having some mom wine and mom time, let's not talk about the bullying allegations against Meghan that have never really gone away. Let's not talk about Dr. Sophie Chandaka leaving Harry's beloved charity formed in memory of his mother, and as a Black woman leveling these accusations against Harry and Meghan for bullying. She can't be taken down by those two because she's a woman of color. So Meghan can't play the race card. And by the way, she's not talking to Us Weekly. She's talking to the Financial Times. That's how you know this woman means business.
Peter, I thought it was so interesting when Maureen Callahan was opening up what it's really like to spend time with Prince Harry and Meghan, but it didn't surprise me at all, because I think the reason why Meghan's podcast and all of her media fails so spectacularly is that you don't watch the conversations with Jamie Kern-Lima and think, oh, I really want to be there. I want to be part of this gang. Whereas when I'm watching Maureen Callahan and Megyn Kelly gossip, you're like, oh yeah, this is something. This is like a dinner party I want to be at. And it's the problem, isn't it, with the woke mob in a way as well. Harry and Meghan take themselves so seriously. There's nothing fun about spending time with them, and it is always about them. Even when Meghan, I don't know if you noticed this, P-Dina, even when she was claiming to be speaking about her beloved children, actually she was talking about herself and her own emotions.
Yes, it's almost like Meghan in this conversation wanted to just like talk to the world about how she feels, how they're beating up on her, but she never addresses the things that she's done to other people. And it's like, no matter how much you talk about yourself, even through your children, like Maureen was saying, we're not going to forget what you have done. We're not going to forget how you treated the late queen, and the racism claims, and Dr. Chandauka, and how you have treated people that have worked for you horribly. It's like, woman, don't you understand? You need to address the elephant in the room. I don't understand what is in Meghan's mind that she thinks we're just going to forget about all of these things. She's so consumed with how she wants people to hear how nice she is and this gooey talk and oh, that's so kind and oh, and it's like we are just so disgusted and sick and tired of your fake facade. You just need to wake up and understand the real issues around why people don't really care for you. Instead of trying to talk over all the things you've heard and say, like me, I'm nice. Look, I'm a good friend. I really am. And my children that love me. It's sickening. It's disgusting how Megan is just not addressing it. And whoever is advising her, I don't know, does she have an advisor? It doesn't look like it, because somebody needs to tell this woman, if you want to come raw, come raw. Okay, let's talk about
But
your
she ignores
daddy.
them, doesn't she? But the thing
She
is,
ignores
P-Dina,
all of it.
but nothing is raw. She can't do anything raw. Like, did you see Paula M? And I think we've got this actually, did some really brilliant work to prove that Meghan Markle was actually wearing makeup. So now I know
Mm,
nothing about makeup, but like that whole thing was a total
yeah.
lie as well. And Lady Colin Campbell agreed. And so it's like nothing is raw, nothing is authentic. And when you're trying to be raw and authentic and you're making such a big deal about it, it just falls flat on its face. Now, Maureen Callahan also has some real suspicions, P-Dina, about what Meghan Markle says about her childhood. Watch this.
Will talk about her childhood in, I think, highly suspicious ways. We only have got, like, she tells us she's about to come up on her 7-year anniversary, which means we've known her now for almost 10 years. Okay.
Terrifying thought.
We've been living through this long global nightmare for 10 years. We always hear about the tray, the dinner tray story, right? She's eating like TV dinners because she was so neglected as a kid, but she was watching Jeopardy. So we know she's like highly intelligent, and that she has issues with some of her grades in school as an elementary school kid. Okay. This is it. This is all she.
And I love that Maureen Callahan has pointed this out, P-Dina, because I mean, none of what Meghan says about her childhood adds up. We know she's trying to paint a particular picture, but it was just like she's trying to paint a picture in that podcast that's incorrect about the start of her acting career as well, where she's saying that she was struggling because of racism and no one wanted to give her parts because she had freckles. And it's like, hang on a moment. You were literally touted by your agents as a Caucasian actress. So unfortunately, she does this really weird thing of changing her past to try and fit with whatever message she's trying to push in her present. And that means white father Thomas Markle, horrible, made me eat TV dinners. Lovely mother who's black and an earth mother and a yogi who was never actually there, but she's the queen and everything that she did, we paint positively.
Right. And it's almost like all the things that we've seen on the internet that never goes away, like just suddenly disappears. No, it doesn't. We've heard you talk so lovingly about your father and in your UN speech and on your TIG blog and on the interviews with Rachel. Um, I forget the name of her the cooking show. She's done so many things in the past to really gloat around her father, and it was never her mother, it was always her father. And it's almost like Megan has a disorder. She thinks we can't see the past and the things that she said and understand that this is a woman that has made herself one thing in the past, and now she's trying to rewrite all of this history now that she's in the royal family to be this deprived child with no one really caring for her. And I just look at it like, aren't you just grateful for what you do have now? I mean, forget all the lies you've told about your whole past. You have a pretty great life. You have money. You have, you know, the opportunity to do things if you work hard for them. It's just almost like she's just like playing around and not really serious about anything and just tells lies on a whim and makes up stories and wants people to feel sorry for her. She's the victim, and then she paints this beautiful family life. Megan has got a serious problem, and I'm seeing it a lot clearer now because it's so consistent. It's like she's never going to have this moment where she's made a lot of mistakes and she's told a lot of lies and she's disrespected a great institution and people of the a country. I mean, Megan has to at some point snap out of this problem. I don't know that she can. I think she really has an issue that something is really wrong with her. And imagine what the family is going through, like Harry and her mother. Like they have to see that this woman is unhinged. Like something is seriously wrong with Megan. She seems very manic and
Oh,
up and
yes.
down and
Yes.
delusional.
And
I don't
didn't we
understand.
see it, P-Dina, so massively with the letter? You know, when Jamie Kern Lima, have I got her name right? Honestly, I want to get that woman out of my brain. But you know, presented this letter that the Harry and the children had written, and it was meant to be the moment that Meghan cried. But she didn't cry. And then Jamie Kern Lima tried again. She's like, I need tears. I need tears for the interview. And so the way that she forced tears out of her was actually by Meghan telling this really bizarre story about how she sends an email to her kids at the end of every day. It was weird. And Maureen Callahan picked up on a lot of this. Watch.
Night, she's writing letters to her children so that when they're older, and let's be real, they hate her. They fucking hate her. They can't get away fast enough. They're changing their names. They're going to schools under assumed identities, and they're going to get jobs on the East Coast, if not out of the country, so that they have a viable excuse for seeing her maybe once a year. So when they grow up and they open these letters, or perhaps, you know, in the event of her untimely death, which, you know, she probably fantasizes about becoming a new Diana, because there was another thing that she says in this podcast, which is that she was having a conversation with someone who informed her that her future had been written before she was ever born. Okay? You know, it was basically saying that her fate had been predetermined. She was born for greatness. And she answers like an asshole, like a Hollywood asshole, using verbiage that only rich Hollywood assholes use. She's like, well, could I I didn't get the specifics of that deal memo. Can I redline that? Which is like, it's what you do. You give your lawyer something and to look at, and he makes these red lines in the document to say like, we'd like to strike this out, or we'd like to add this into the deal. Like the average person has no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Jesus Christ. Are you redlining these notes to your kids? So anyway, so they can grow up and be in awe of her, and it's all just the worst. And
I mean, Maureen Callahan was on one then,
Right.
but whoa. It's true though, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, I think, I mean, I have a teenage daughter, and kids when they get older, they're gonna be like looking at you with the side eye. Like, really, mom? You wrote emails to me? I mean, just go through your phone and look at the pictures and the videos that you've took of your children. Is that really necessary? Like, I don't believe she does that. I think she just wants people to think that she's so in tune to her children. Okay, your children are not going to appreciate it. They really are going to despise you. And I can't wait to see the shock on her face when the reality of what these kids are going to say to her when they see these so-called emails. It is a waste of time. It's ridiculous. And nobody really believes she's doing that.
Well, yeah, and remember, they might say, you don't know, but they might say, Mummy, like, I feel really in touch with the English side, and you've cut me off from that.
Yeah.
And I had this incredible opportunity. I mean, I know what that feels like, P-Dina, because I was born in New Zealand, and I'm a dual citizen, and I'm a proud New Zealander and also a proud Englishman. But even though I was born in New Zealand, I'm English. You know, my DNA is English. My parents were born in England, and my grandparents fought in the war for England. And I felt it growing up. I really felt it. And I loved connecting to my English heritage. Now, if I had two parents that tried to deny me of that heritage, and then if I actually was in the line of succession And my parents had tried to deny me learning about that and being part of that and being at the palace and living history, because instead my mum wanted to pimp me out to sell her crappy scam jam. You know,
Yes.
there's a possibility you're going to be annoyed about that. Now, yes, they might raise perfectly woke children who think the monarchy is a terrible thing, but we just don't know. And I did just want to speak once more about the kids, because you know Meghan keeps using the word beautiful in the Jamie Kern-Lima interview. It's really annoying. Watch. But first, we've been told our whole lives that wrinkle creams were the easiest way to look younger. Now one doctor says that's nothing but old news. According to Dr. John Lake, now he is the world-renowned Beverly Hills beauty expert, most wrinkle fixes on the market are nothing but glorified moisturizers. They hardly make a dent on your appearance. Some can even be harmful to your skin, he said. Recently, Dr. Lake has focused his attention away from mainstream cosmetic practices so that he can pursue a revolutionary anti-aging breakthrough. Now, one that some experts say could actually empty the wallets of the cosmetic industry. He says it's almost like Photoshop for your face. You may even be mad after seeing how easy it is to visibly erase your wrinkles from view. Now, his personal clients have dubbed his new do-it-yourself technique the age rewinder method because it can take years or even decades off your appearance in under 2 minutes. In light of this amazing breakthrough, Dr. Lake has released a step-by-step video to the public. It is free. It is uninterrupted, and he outlines exactly how to use a very simple solution from home. He says if it helps even one person look or feel more confident, he will be thrilled knowing he helped. Now, you won't be surprised to know the video has gone viral. It was shared by users on Facebook first. Since then, it's racked up well over 2 million views and counting. So far, the comments and feedback, well, they've been outstanding. Thousands of women report they look decades younger. One viewer commented, "Best results of anything I've used. I can't believe how well this works. I'll never stop using this. I don't understand how it works, but the results are great. Thank you." So you can find out more about this yourself right now. Just go to bhmd1.com/outspoken, or you can just click on the link in the description box below. Let me repeat the address, bhmd1.com/outspoken. Now, there is one thing Dr. Lake asks from his viewers. If watching this video helps you look and feel younger than you have in years, then please share this video with your friends and loved ones. Together, we have the power to help as many women reclaim a youthful look as possible. So go watch the video at bhmd1.com/outspoken right now, or just click on the link in the description box below. But now, back to the show.
When things look beautiful, and even when you don't have a lot, you're able to make things look beautiful. And
then, of course, we had Lily talking about her scam jam being
what do we
beautiful.
think, Lily?
I think it's beautiful.
And this is how Maureen Callahan spoke of it.
Meghan dropped on Instagram yesterday morning.
What do we think, Lily?
I think it's beautiful.
I have two theories. One, I think that's a voiceover artist, like, you know, Pamela Adlon, like the ones who, you know, their specialty is doing kids, because it sounds a little too like, oh, that's so beautiful. By the way, it's eerily reminiscent of her interviewer's voice, of Jamie Lynn's voice. Jamie Lynn talks like this, and what I love are grown women who talk like this, like they just injected some helium and everything's okay, there's that. And I have a theory, and you guys, I realize this may sound unkind, but I think we are all among friends here, and like there's truth to it. This is nothing to do with actual children who really should. This is about Meghan. These children, if she really fled the royal family because she wanted her children to grow up in a life that did not require media attention, what she is doing is not the truth. And here is what I think about Meghan, because I think she is a malignant narcissist who is a truly terrible person.
And isn't that the point, P-Dina? She is the one who is weaponizing her children. We were all prepared to give the children privacy, and we see what she's doing. It's so manipulative. So just days before she decides to release Lily's voice for the first time, a voice that her own grandfather hasn't even heard, she's standing with the grieving parents of children who lost their kids to suicide, blame social media. Now, That's obviously difficult because when it comes to suicide, there's always loads of reasons behind a death. But my point is, she is so cynical in the way that she uses those children and tries to frame any criticism from people like Maureen Callahan or you, P-Dina, or me as how on earth can you be horrible to these kids? But we're not. It's not about the children at all. It's about you. And it's about you saying one thing, doing another, and then blaming people who are simply reporting on the truth of what you have done.
Absolutely. And also, I don't know if you noticed this, but it was also when we heard Prince Louis's voice for the first time, right when he turned 7, there was a video release by William and Catherine of Louis talking. And then this video with Meghan and her daughter comes out. So she was trolling the child, Prince Louis, or, the William and Catherine. So Meghan is using her children to troll the royal children or the royal son, and also to use them to help with her, branding and to get sympathy from people because now she's using her child. And isn't that cute? You can't see anything mean. This woman is sick. She is doing things to these children in a very devious way. That is just wrong. And like you were saying earlier about, denying the children their royal heritage, Meghan is playing some very malicious games. And I think this is going to all catch up to her later when these children become old enough to understand what their mother has done, because this is a record. Everything that we're talking about is going to be evidence for these children to see what Meghan has done to these children. And I think Harry sees it. This is why he's not a part of it. He knows this is dangerous. How can you talk about safety online and then use your children to go online to help sell your products? You are completely contradicting yourself. I mean, if the internet is so dangerous, why are you putting your children on there? Why are you bullying very in a covert way Catherine and William's son? Why are you using your children to get sympathy? Meghan has got serious issues. Harry needs to get out as soon as he can because this is only going to get worse for them, for him and these children. They're being used as pawns in a very grown up, very, I think, dangerous way because you're public people. You're playing out these games before the whole world. I mean, people love William and Catherine and their children. How can you use your children to troll them? This is wrong. I think Harry, do something. Do something,
Yeah,
is
but the
what I
problem
say.
is the guy is not the smartest, number one, has never
Yeah.
been the smartest, and he is all in on this. And P-Dina is like, how stupid can you be, Harry? Like, Vanity Fair. Okay, you can say, oh, you're going to ignore me or ignore Lady Colin Campbell because from Harry's point of view, we're against him, And so
Right,
we're
right.
not going to necessarily tell the truth. But that's obviously rubbish. I've only ever reported the truth on these two. And when it comes to the post-divorce book, for example, when it gets to Vanity Fair, a pro-royal publication in the mainstream media that she's shopping around this post-divorce book, when she's literally threatening in the Jamie Kern-Lima interview, oh, I've got a lot more life to live before I write my autobiography yet. It's like, honestly, you're never going to learn, Harry, are you? It's like you are being warned about what's to come. She doesn't want to write her autobiography yet because she doesn't want to say a whole load of positive things about you, which she will then have to 180. And she knows that at the moment she's got your money, yet the post-divorce book is the way to set her up once she doesn't have access to the inheritance from Princess Diana, so the inheritance from the Queen Mother. But the fact is, he's blind to all of this, and he's lost so much as a result.
It's so, so sad. I mean, I think his dad is hoping that things will get better. He's holding out hope. I think this is why he hasn't done anything about the titles. I think they're really trying to help him. And I also heard that Princess Anne had a talk with him. I mean, a source told me this that I think I can trust and rely on, but they need to get to him some kind of way, but at the same time be careful because the king is very ill right now. It's it's one of those things where you gotta try to do what you can and hope for the best. But I think Harry is not smart enough to understand it. Yeah, that's true. But at some point, he is too is going to have his breaking point. I mean, when do you start to say enough is enough when you're advocating for one thing and your wife is going and doing the complete opposite of what you're advocating for? And I don't understand what he can do, but something is either going to help him get out of this mess he's in, or some not good things will happen. I just think it's pretty bad because we see Megan all the time now. Like, she's desperate. Like, she's always out. There's interviews, there's podcasts, there's social media posts. I mean, there's news articles. I mean, Megan has got to make this work. She can't look like a failure. You do know what backlash the family will get if this doesn't, help her. I mean, this is not a good situation for Harry. Seriously, they need to send someone, one of those courtiers, over to California and help this man. And he needs a covert team to go in and help him escape this nonsense, this madness he's going through. And the children, that's a whole nother story. I mean, I can only imagine what happens behind closed doors. I mean, if we're seeing this on a global stage, imagine what is happening behind closed doors, Dan, right? It's not good. And these children don't know anybody really that's advocating really truly for them. Who do they have? What, just Doria? I mean,
Who seems to have checked out. P-Dina.
yeah.
I mean, anytime I see her, it's like, she's just like, whatever, I just don't want to
Yeah.
be part of this nonsense anymore.
Yeah, she's like, woman, child, I know why I left 10 for 10 years when you were younger. This is getting crazy, okay?
Yes. Exactly. Can I ask you, P-Dina, about this Jose Andre mystery? So this is because when Meghan did that Time 100 interview and she was asked, who would you like to have on your show? And rather than saying all of the people who she really wants to have on the show, like Beyonce and Serena Williams and Taylor Swift and Megan Thee Stallion, all these people have actually turned her down, she said Jose Andre, who I believe has already filmed her show. And he acted really weird about this in an interview with Martha Stewart, now has had to come out and say, I think the work she does is great. And Nancy Sidley posted on X, someone please hand Jose Andre a shuffle, And Paula M also said about this, Martha Stewart reacts to Meghan Markle dealer's show. Chef Jose Andre has asked if he'll be on Meghan's cooking show, and he said no. Yet Meghan said today he was in her show. This interview was on April 23rd, 2 days ago. So this is the interview, and let's try and get to the bottom of it after this.
It's very exciting. Martha, you're the gold standard of celebrity lifestyle brands. And now we're seeing Meghan Markle enter your world with her brand As Ever, her new Netflix show. How do you feel about her jumping into that? And what advice would you have?
I have not seen the show yet. So has it started?
No.
Okay, so I haven't seen it yet. So I'll watch an episode and see how she does.
Absolutely. Yeah, Larry, so we might see you in that show next.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Very
but
exciting.
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
But maybe, I don't
Maybe
know.
season
Okay, so I've got two theories on this, P-Dina. The first is,
Okay.
I love Martha Stewart so much. I love that she is like, that woman stole my one pot pasta recipe. My one pot pasta is the original and the best. Damn her for that. Damn her for that. So I love that Martha Stewart is like totally uncompromising when it comes to Meghan. My theory is that Jose Andre is sitting there and is like, oh God, I've already filmed this show. But does Martha Stewart know that? And am I meant to say it? And so actually, he's really worried about, on the one hand, losing the respect of Martha Stewart, who's going to be thinking, why the heck did you do that, Jose? And on the other hand, he's worried about annoying Meghan Markle. And it's just come out as this really bizarre thing because it's like, this series is filmed. Like, it was filmed as one series. It's just been split into two separate runs.
Right. He seemed like he wasn't sure what to do. It was a little weird. I mean, if he's done the show, why is he saying no? Because I think he did say that, he doesn't think so, right? I mean, I don't understand. It just seemed, there's just so much that's there. Like, what did Megan tell him, or what did they talk about that he can't say? And Megan's trying to align herself with, so many people, and he just seems cut. I mean, just like, okay, I don't know what to say. Should I say I've done the show already? It's like the games, right? It's like all the games that Megan plays, and with the people that she's working with. I don't know. He seems like a very nice guy, and I think when you're someone that can be in the league with Martha. I mean, Martha is gangster. Like, she's in with Snoop Dogg. She's on a whole nother level. And then to have to sit there and say you've done Megan show is kind of like, ugh, that's not good. I just think it's one of those things where he doesn't know what to say. I mean, has he really shot the episode, or is she gaslighting? Is he trying to say, well, he's done the show, and then he has to then go shoot something with her? I mean, you just never know. It's one of those things where Megan, she just doesn't come to the front as authentic in anything.
No,
Everything
of course not, because
game.
this was an opportunity for her to go public and actually put her heart on the line. And this is what I mean about authenticity, because you know what, P-Dina, I actually would have had a load of respect for her if she had said in that interview, do you know what? I'd love to have Beyonce. I'd love to have Beyonce. I've asked, I know she's too busy to do it, but instead, everything Meghan does is calculated. So she thinks, oh, I can't name someone who I really want because then it's going to come out that they've already said no, but we know they've already said no, Meghan. So instead, I'm going to say someone who no one really knows, who actually has already said yes. It's like, just be authentic. Just
Exactly,
say
because what
you'd
is
love
she
to. And then maybe Beyonce would see it and be like, oh, wow. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Right, exactly. But this is what she said. She goes, but pretty much I've had everyone on my show that I wanted, which is a
No,
lie.
it's like,
You
why are you
know?
sending begging letters still to Meghan, to Beyonce, to Taylor Swift, to
Megan
Gwyneth
Thee Stallion.
Paltrow, Serena? Yeah, exactly. But that's the problem. Where if you don't do authenticity at all in your life, and Meghan doesn't do it at all, she doesn't do it in any domain. The problem is people don't want to be tied up with that. But P-Dina,
That's right.
you do authenticity. That is why everyone must subscribe to P-Dina on YouTube for all the best royal analysis. But I always love having you here on Outspoken to P-Dina. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.